dig number 3 of the Divination Excavation, and this one is the secrets of the I-Ching. So here's my I-Ching workbook, and it's very well used and well loved. I've had it for over 20 years easily. And this is the Book of Change, and it's a great tool to dig into divination. Now you can use I-Ching coins with this book, but I never have. I always use pennies, and I'm going to show you how to do it here. There's all kinds of great information in here, and this is by R.L. Wing. Okay. Now, here's the graph that you want to use to begin this, and I'm going to show you both pages, and then I'll just do the coins on top of the book. This right here shows you how to draw your lines based on how you throw the coins, and I'm just going to do right up here in this area here. Okay, so let's get started. If you have a question, you want to think of your question, and I'm just going to go with the best information for all concerned today. Okay, I've got 3 heads, which means we're going to have a changing line. Whenever you have 3 heads or 3 tails, that automatically means that you're going to get 2 pages. So down here I've got 3 heads, which is a broken line and a dot. So we start, I always start on the bottom. And you're guided to do just that. It says right here, draw the corresponding line and repeat 5 more times until you have built from the bottom up a complete hexagram. So you gotta go 6 times. So I'll do that quickly here. Tails, tails, heads. So then that's a broken line without the dot. Then I've got heads, heads, tails. This is a really fun and informative thing you can do for yourself or you can do for your friends. It's helped me and many of my friends over the years. Heads, heads, tails again. So another straight line, 4 down, 2 to go. Heads, heads, tails again. Interesting. Okay, 1 left. Tails, tails, heads. So I've got a broken line for the top. So now the way you read this is you've got the lower trigram, which are the bottom 3 here, and then the upper trigram, which of course are the top 3. So I've got broken, broken, straight. So I want to go down here and find that, which is Ken, K-E-N. And then on the top I've got straight, straight, broken. So I want to go over here and find that, which is 2. And then you go like that. So it's 31. Okay? But because I have a changing line, that changes everything. You get a second hexagram, which looks like this. You just flip whatever changing lines you have, you flip to the opposite of whatever the changing line is. And you do that with all your changing lines. And then you leave all the rest the same. So now this gives you a whole new diagram. This first one was 31, which is which is the reading of 31. Okay, and then so now we're looking for, and the way I say it is straight, break, straight. That's just how I do it. So we've got straight, break, straight, Lee. Excuse me, and then straight, straight, break again, which is 2. So now we're at 49. So you would read 31 first and then 49. And it just goes like this, very simple, big, big, big letters. Now, if you don't have it, this is how I've always read it. If you do not have a changing line where you only read one page, then you would read these influencers after. But since I have a changing line, I would read whatever line is changing, which would be the bottom. So let's just start with this and I'll read it to you. Okay, number 31, attraction. The universe as we know it is held together and governed by various laws of attraction. From vast movements of the solar system in infinite space to the perfectly balanced center of the atom, these mutual attractions create all things. In life, these attractions manifest themselves in a complex network of desire, perseverance, and fulfillment. Life begets life and evolves itself in an ordered and divine fashion. The attraction between mates with an underlying interest towards social unity and perhaps progeny is the emphasis here. This magnetism is not a superficial desire. It is the beginning of the most basic social unit, the family. Just as the atom, with the attraction of its positive and negative charges, it is the basic material unit. This is a serious and profound attraction that is shared by both you and the object of your interest, whether it is a person or a situation in which you are integrally involved in the outcome. In this situation, you happen to be in the position of power. The initiative is yours. For the most successful results, you must subordinate yourself and free your mind of motive and prejudice. Allow the object of your interest to influence and change you. In this way, because of the advantage of your strength, attraction is reciprocal and the relationship or involvement is consummated. This describes the way great leaders can influence society. An attitude of servitude demonstrated by the leader toward the people encourages them to approach him for advice and guidance. In this way, the leader can direct others into areas of greater development and order. Now there's an asterisk here, so a little star. In matters of political relationships, this concept was described by Lao Tzu in the following way. A big state can take over a small state if it places itself below the small state. And the small state can take over a big state if it places itself below the big state. Thus, some, by placing themselves below, take over others. And some, by being naturally low, take over other states. After all, what a big state wants is but to annex and hurt others, and what a small state wants is merely to join and serve others. Since both big and small states get what they want, the big state should place itself low. So in other words, you're the one in power. Put yourself in the submissive position in order to take over. It's almost like the art of war, okay? You submit in order to conquer, basically, is what it's saying. Okay, and conquer might be a little strong, but I'll go on. In social matters, your willingness to be influenced, even though you may be altogether self-sufficient, to personal relationships, it is unequivocally stated in the original text, to take a spouse brings good fortune. If you are attempting at this time to make a decision or judgment concerning another person, pay particular attention to what he attracts. In this way, you can penetrate his nature and fate. By examining his energies, ideas, and associations, you can begin to see what the nature of your involvement will be. By penetrating that which the situation attracts, people, problems, and possibilities, you can see the way it will affect your current position, well-being, and future. Okay, and then this says, in an unchanging form. So because it says unchanging, I'm going to completely ignore this paragraph here. And then we're going to go over here. Now, this is a very precise little blip here of advice. So, bottom changing line, there is something in the air. Perhaps it's the beginning of a compelling attraction or an idea just coming to light. Whatever it is of little significance, since a great deal more must be done to make it a reality. So this is just telling us that whatever we're attracted to, we really have got to do the work to clear the path in order for that to come into fruition for us. So, and that's almost always the case with me. When I want something new, I usually have to get rid of something that's in the way, and that's basically what that is saying. So, and then of course take whatever intuitional meanings that you have gleaned from what I read. Now we go to page 49. And I only read the bottom line on the first reading. So we've got attraction coming with changing, revolution. And then over here, I don't read the changing line because it's already been transformed. I read the line with the black arrow. So we will do that after this, and I will get through this as quickly as possible. Here we go, number 49, changing. The forces at work in the situation are in conflict, leaving the path open to change. Yet the work of bringing about such a change is as difficult as it is important. People fear change because of its unknowable effect upon the future. So when a real need for changing makes itself felt, it is a serious matter indeed. Clarity, forethought, and great devotion are now required to achieve your purpose. If correctly handled, however, the results can lead to a progressive new era. In order to avoid stagnation and degeneration in the current situation, that was a mouthful, a transforming change may be necessary. First, determine that this is actually the case. Study the mood of the times. Speak to others and weigh their reactions. Apprehend the needs of your milieu and make certain that this is not a passing mood, an indulgent fantasy, or inspired by selfish motivations. So this, in alignment with the attraction, is just telling us make sure that what you want to attract is really in alignment with what you're trying to do with your life and really in alignment with your beliefs, goals, and desires. Okay. Changing should not be undertaken unless it is absolutely necessary. A necessary change will bring enlightenment to people and give them a working perspective into their futures. Second, be certain to approach changing with a correct and regulated attitude. The change should be gradual, improvement by improvement, so you may gauge the effect. Avoid haste and excessive behavior. This is not a violent revolution. It is a carefully calculated transformation. Keep an eye at all times to the bearing of the cosmic forces and be certain the proposed change is consonant with the times. It will require great perseverance to carry out this vital change, and therefore its correctness will be the major factor leading both to success and your own continuing credibility. Finally, your timing in this matter is crucial because the results of a changing situation are not evident until the change has already occurred. It is very difficult to demonstrate the reason for change. In order to gain support from others, you must carefully time your efforts. Remove discordant elements as they appear. Throw out outmoded or stifling policies when they once again create problems, and establish far-reaching clarity about the future whenever the opportunity presents itself. As the constructive aspects of your activities come to light, You will gain the trust of others. Your self-image will improve, and your influence will spread. Your personal relationships may require changing now as well. There is some possibility here of conflicting interests or perhaps aggressive attempts to control the relationship. This occurs because of a need for a single, well-ordered vision. If things get completely out of hand, give thought to altering the entire nature of the relationship. You may be in the midst of a revolutionary change in your overall point of view. It will take time and effort to bring all the external elements of your life into accord with this new outlook, but success is definitely assured. Okay, so now this is going to talk about this part here, and I'm going to read it to you real quick. A struggle is occurring between the component trigrams 2, which is here. Satisfaction in the upper trigram is being invaded by the intelligent upward movement of Li, clarity, below. In a static form, of the time of changing suggests that although you may not know what to do, you know that something must be done. Your best course is to alert yourself by paying careful attention to the shifting moods of those around you. Take stock of the general feelings running throughout society. This may help you determine your own personal imperatives and the support you can expect in carrying them out. So now on this side, I would just do, like I said, the black arrow, which is the 5th line. If you look around, you will find that your actions are spontaneously supported by others. You are in the correct position to bring great change to the situation. Trust your intuition in this matter. So what this is saying, what I'm getting from this, in accordance with the attraction reading before, is that when you're listening, engaging the people around you, and taking their well-being into account with what you're doing, whoever it may be in your life, and then you intuitively make changes in the situations and relationships in your life, they will be met with support by those around you. So this means that you've done a very good job at making the people in your life feel supported by you. And if they don't feel supported by you, before you start going to make changes and trying to move everything around concerning the people in your life, first you want to establish in the relationship that their best interests are at the heart of the matter for you, and then you will be met with success. The I-Ching is a very deep divination tool. This I-Ching is, there's so much information in here, and it's an incredible work, the I-Ching workbook. I love this. But I do not do this more than once a month because it talks about transforming societies and transforming your life on very deep levels. And so this is very different from tarot and oracle in the regard that it must have more time to be contemplated, and it must have more time to be acted upon, and or sometimes not acted upon and just contemplated. But I invite you to work with the I-Ching, study the I-Ching. This is a very, very powerful tool of divination in my toolbox. And coming up, we've got 6 more digs for this excavation. So the next one will be coming out Thursday, and I look forward to you coming back. And I'm really glad you stopped by today, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.